Welcome to the Google Cloud Update for the week of February 26th, 2026. I'm your host, and we've got a packed episode for you today, bursting with new features across the entire platform. This week, we'll be diving deep into the world of AI with a brand new Gemini model for image generation and some important changes to partner models. We'll also cover some massive updates for our database users, with Spanner, Cloud SQL, and BigQuery all getting powerful new capabilities. On the serverless side, Cloud Run and Cloud Functions are making it easier to build resilient and secure applications. And of course, we'll touch on a host of updates for networking, security, infrastructure, and more. There's a lot to get through, so let's get started. Kicking things off in the exciting world of artificial intelligence, generative AI on Vertex AI has a new model in public preview, Gemini 3.1 Flash Image. This release is all about enabling high-quality image generation, but with better pricing and lower latency. So, if you're generating images, Google now recommends using this new model. Also in Vertex AI, the translation LLM now supports full fine-tuning with LoRa, giving you more control over your custom translation models. On the other hand, it's time to say goodbye to an old friend. Anthropic's Claude 3 Haiku is now deprecated and will be shut down on August 23, 2026. Make sure to plan your migrations accordingly. For Gemini Enterprise users, there are some great new sharing features now generally available. Admins can now share Google-made agents, custom agents, and even employee-made agents registered with Gemini Enterprise, with enhanced controls for managing how those agents are shared across your organization. Rounding out our AI updates, Assured Workloads now has Vertex AI Agent Engine in general availability. And for those concerned with data governance, sensitive data protection can now discover and profile Vertex AI tuning jobs, giving you better visibility into sensitive data used in your model training. Now let's talk compute and serverless. For Cloud Functions, direct VPC egress for second-generation functions is now generally available. This is a fantastic feature for securely connecting your functions to resources inside your VPC network without exposing them to the public internet. Cloud Run is also getting two powerful new features in preview. First, you can now use the Cloud Run remote MCP server, which allows agents and AI applications to deploy with Cloud Run. Second, you can now deploy a highly available multi-region Cloud Run service with automated failover and failback for external traffic. This is a huge step forward for building resilient global applications on a serverless platform. Moving on to our database and analytics segment, and we have a ton of updates here. Let's start with Cloud SQL and AlloyDB. A fantastic new feature in preview is the integration of Gemini Cloud Assist investigation capabilities. This is now supported for Cloud SQL for MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQL Server, as well as for AlloyDB. This allows you to use AI assistants to troubleshoot slow queries, which could be a real game changer for database administrators. Additionally, for MySQL and PostgreSQL, creating a Cloud SQL instance with point-in-time recovery enabled is now much faster. It uses an instant snapshot to begin, which significantly speeds up the initial creation time. Spanner has received a whole suite of powerful new features. For PostgreSQL dialect users, you can now get statistics columns like total latency distribution JSON string in a convenient JSON format. Spanner has also improved its edition management, allowing you to monitor feature usage, downgrade your instance edition, verify edition compatibility when restoring backups, and even set org policies to constrain which editions your users can create. The managed autoscaler is also smarter, now supporting autoscaling based on a total CPU utilization target and, in preview, autoscaling for instance partitions. Finally, to help you debug performance issues, Hotspot Insights are now GA, providing unsplittable reasons to help you identify schema anti-patterns that prevent splits. Over in BigQuery, we have a very important announcement. Listen closely. Effective June 1st, 2026, BigQuery will begin to limit the use of Legacy SQL. If your organization or project doesn't use Legacy SQL between November of 2025 and June of 2026, you won't be able to use it after that date. Existing workloads will continue to run, but new ones may be blocked. So if you're still on Legacy SQL, now is the time to plan your migration to standard SQL. On a happier note for BigQuery, you can now undelete a dataset. What a relief. As long as it's within your time travel window, you can recover a deleted dataset to the state it was in when it was deleted. This is now generally available. Also in preview, you can now create and review custom glossary terms for conversational analytics agents, helping them better interpret your natural language prompts. And for our big data users, DataProc on Compute Engine has a number of new subminor image versions available. They've also fixed an issue that could cause GUtil failures on clusters using custom images. All right, let's pivot to networking, security, and operations. In cloud load balancing, backend mutual TLS is now generally available for cross-region internal application load balancers, enhancing your security posture. Also, using backend cloud storage buckets in a shared VPC environment is now supported for regional external, regional internal, and cross-region internal application load balancers, with availability ranging from preview to GA depending on the load balancer type. In sensitive data protection, several features for refining scan results have moved to general availability. This includes adjustment rules, image-based exclusion rules, and enhanced rule ordering. Also, the Korea BRN infotype detector for finding Korean business registration numbers is now available in all regions. For your network management, firewall network contexts are now GA, helping you create more efficient firewall policies. And the Network Intelligence Center's connectivity tests have been enhanced with features like source IP type selection and automatic VPC network detection. Security Command Center now integrates with AppHub, allowing you to filter findings, issues, and compliance information for resources that are registered to an AppHub application. And VPC Service Controls now supports Google Security Operations in preview, helping you protect against data exfiltration. Chronicle has a slew of new features, including support for cross-joins in multi-stage queries, role-based access control for ingestion metrics, a whole host of new parser documentation, and an improved feeds page with search and filtering. On the infrastructure side, Google Kubernetes Engine has its usual batch of version updates across all release channels. Notably, version 1.35 is becoming the new default in the Rapid channel. As always, check the release notes for the specific new versions and auto-upgrade targets. Also for GKE, the N4D machine family, powered by the 5th General AMD EPYC Turan processors, is now generally available for both standard and autopilot clusters. For cost management, expanded coverage for compute flexible committed use discounts is now automatically available to all cloud billing accounts. You no longer need to opt in to get these savings on Compute Engine, GKE, and Cloud Run. In observability, CloudTrace has new features for observability buckets in public preview. You can now configure default settings like location and a Cloud KMS key for new buckets. Speaking of locations, you can now store your trace data in US EU, US Central 1, and US West 1. And a quick note for Cloud Composer users. Several APIs, such as for Artifact Registry and Cloud Build, will become fully detachable. This means if your project only has Cloud Composer 3 environments, you might soon be able to disable those APIs without affecting your environments. Finally, a few quick hits on other services. Google Cloud NetApp Volumes has a ton of new features in both Preview and GA, including a new ONTAP mode, support for large volumes, and customer-managed encryption keys for backups. Oracle Database at Google Cloud now supports the Osaka, Japan region, and VMware Engine's VE2 node type is now available in Paris. And that's a wrap for this week's Google Cloud Update. From the new Gemini Flash image model and the impending BigQuery Legacy SQL deadline to powerful new auto-scaling in Spanner and multi-region failover and Cloud Run, there is a lot to explore. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for another dose of Google Cloud news.